The Rewatchables, presented by Blue Moon.
We're going to do the categories, starting with the most rewatchable scene. Today's most rewatchable scene is presented by Blue Moon. Blue Moon is on a mission to bring some brightness to your life and break up your routine, kind of like a rewatchable scene, something you know you'll enjoy going back to every time. I need a ruling. Is the Chris Rock bike chase with Ice-T chasing him, does that count as a rewatchable scene for you guys?
Of course.
Say no. Okay.
Why you say no?
Because it's short. I had it in What's Age the Best, but we can put it in most rewatchable. All right, so we'll start there.
Bike riding over steps. It was great.
So how does he not hurdle? I don't know. It's one of those things you're watching and you're going, how is he not hurdling over the bike and hurtling to his death? I don't know how they did that. It's impressive.
Real bars right there. I don't know how to.
Next one is the first scene with Nino G Money and the stuttering guy, aka Radio Raheem.
Yeah.
In the Jeep Wrangler.
Yeah, the Dunham Man.
That whole thing, they're laying out the relationship. It's a little hacky, but I like it. It's like, all right, we've known each other since we were 10. We used to play hoop. Here's where we go. And it's clear Nino's not a great guy. It's clear those are the three. And it's like, all right, these are the guys we'll be spending time with. I like how they do it. Nino laying out the Carter complex and his vision for it, leading right into the everybody's making a ton of money montage borrowed directly from Scarface. I love that 10 minutes.
That best part of that part was when the best at least scene is when the end of that scene where he puts up the vial and he's like, crack.
Damn.
Like that was the one. That was the one where he's just like, like bar none. That was a very powerful scene when he was talking about it, and he's really talking about it and the way. And this is to your point, Van, about like The Wire and stuff. He's building this out like a real business, man. This is like Henry Ford type shit. We're gonna, you know what I mean? We're gonna put the vials.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah,
you know what I mean. But it was crazy, just how militant they were and how organized they were with the Carter. That was just that scene was great.
I say from the opening credits when he's dangling that dude off the bridge all the way through that we're making money montage. This movie is unassailably entertaining. That 22 minutes, however long it is, it moves great. I love every scene. And you're just watching going, wow, this is, and then it starts to get dark after that. But really good stuff.
It doesn't get dark when the first time we see Nino, he drops the guy off of a bridge.
I kind of enjoyed that. Next one, Pookie explaining to Ice-T how Nino's whole crack setup works is actually a really good scene.
Yeah.
And lucid Chris Rock now being like, here's what we do. And they're going through the whole thing. I'm just telling you, like, I was going to college in Massachusetts at that point. I didn't have a lot of experience with what that kind of stuff looked like. I was like just mesmerized. And it's still like, I think that's the first time they've ever really shown in a movie or TV show exactly what that goes and how people have to be basically naked and all that stuff. It's it's really smartly filmed and done and explained for how it could have gone.
Now, look, it is the first time on film that the idea, and it's something that would be used over and over and over and over again. I had never seen it before. It's the first time the naked drug house thing was done. Now you see it, I'm sure, and obviously that was a thing, but I didn't know about it. You know what I mean? But it's the first time you saw the naked drug house thing, and that level of organization. Remember, at this point, I'm maybe like 10 or 11, and I knew dope dealers, right? But most of the dope dealers that I knew, you know, they was hustling out apartments or their mama's cribs or something like that. I didn't know those guys. But that level of organization, now we know, existed. And normally has to exist for you to make that much money. So it was kind of the first time I had seen it.
Van, I think another thing just about that, just how nakedness is taken and is portrayed in this movie, right, as taking away humanity. You know what I mean? When you talk about not just that scene where everyone is naked, putting in the drugs and stuff, and they're just listless people, but also when Nino is taking the Carter owner out with the shotgun and it's like, this is what you're going to do, and took all of his clothes off and took away his humanity as a man and as a person in general and as a being. It's the way that nakedness was portrayed in this movie is really, really interesting and fascinating.
Two more rewatchable scenes. The rooftop scene. Hold this thought. We're going to come back to it.
Sure.
And then Nino's final speech in the courtroom. Ain't no Izzy's made in Harlem.
Bill, wait. We didn't talk about the scene where where they get raided and he's he has the dog right here, and he stabs Kareem Akbar. Is that not in the rewatchable scenes?
It should be. I accidentally omitted it.
I'm sorry.
That 5-minute action scene.
I was like, that's number one.
Yeah,
I gotta be honest with you.
Like,
that might be the coldest scene. That whole
your
scene.
$5 ass before I make change.
Just real quick about that. Real quick about that scene. First of all, they all come to Nino. Nino establishes a dress code, obviously, because it's a funeral for the Carter. That's a funeral scene. The Carter is done. They're in mourning. So I'm wondering when Nino tells everybody, I thought about this. Nino tells everybody, yo, everybody come, we got to meet. Everybody wear black. So he comes out with a Rottweiler, that chain, and a sword in his cane. And it's just, remember, it reminds you of Untouchables when Al Capone is walking around and he's got the bat and he ends up bashing the guy's head in. It just lets you know how powerful and feared Al Capone is. He's in the room with other gangsters. Yeah. And they're scared.
Yo,
so that scene definitely has to be.
It's funny because it reminds me also of that Martin episode, and we can get to that in a second.
Well, Martin did it. Yeah, Martin redid it.
But Martin was supposed to be in this movie. And so when Martin says that callback, why are we all wearing all black? And Martin goes, I'm setting my scene. That's literally what they were doing in the black. It was so great with the medieval house that I thought was a little hacky, but whatever. But it was just a great scene. So, Bill, man, that has to be a rewatchable scene, bro.
Hey, listen, it was an accidental error. I have like 10 rewatchable scenes that somehow got deleted. The rooftop's the winner, though. The rooftop was an iconic scene.
Yes.
Yeah. Of course.
In the movie theater, and I remember seeing this in the theater, and it was kind of a moment watching it because the movie, it's fun, it's pop culture, then it gets dark, and there's action scenes, and Judd Nelson's in it, and we're going to talk about Judd at the end of this. We're saving him. Uh-huh. And then all of a sudden, there's like an Oscar scene in it. And both of those guys are so great in that. And then when G Money drops to his knees and the tears are going down wet, and Wesley's got like really good crying.
Yeah,
very good
some
crying.
people just cry well. The tears are like
yeah.
fat tears dripping down. It just looks good. Uh-huh. And then you're like, oh, he won't actually shoot him. And then he shoots him. But
he had to shoot him.
He had to. I get it. But that was an iconic 90s scene. It really was.
But like, that's the move. That's the moment Nino stopped being black. I'm serious.
He started being a drug dealer when he was there.
Yeah, that's the moment because actually, I don't get why Scarface killed Manny. Scarface did not have to kill Manny at all.
It's the most upsetting moment other than Fredo getting killed in the history of movies.
Scarface did not have to. There's way more movie for Nino to kill G Money than there was for Scarface to kill Manny. Scarface had no reason to kill Manny. But when you watching that movie, I remember watching that movie with my dad and my uncles, and they'll be like, damn. He can't do his partner like that. And my dad never got over that. My dad be like, I can't believe Nino Brown did his partner like that. I can't believe Nino Brown. And that's the moment that you realize, even though Nino is of that, Nino ain't one of you, because that's something that at least where I'm from, if your man's is just incompetent, then he incompetent. But if he didn't snake you on purpose, I don't know. That changes Nino's characters. It makes Nino even more.
But
evil
I think he knows that guy wants to snake him, though, because G Money even says earlier, he's like, I should be the guy. He does. I think he feels like this guy's going to get me, so I got to get him first. Would be my take on that.
It's funny the conflictions that you see in Nino's face throughout that whole scene, right? Because he's crying, right? He knows he has to do this. That's unassailable. He has to do this right now. And he hugs him. He kisses him. He almost lets him pass. And he's like, no, that. No, that. I have to kill you. I have to do you like this. But it was weird because it's like, there's no redeeming character in this movie, man. G Money up the whole operation, then Nino kills him, and then Nino snitches on the whole operation. He snitches on Kareem. There's no redeemable character in this movie, which I think makes the movie great.
So, rooftop scene, that's our winner. Today's most rewatchable scene was presented by Blue Moon, because once in a blue moon moment should happen more than once in a blue moon. Celebrate responsibly. Blue Moon Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Ale